Okay, here we are live, coming to you from Blaine, Washington. And wow, all over the East Coast, the West Coast. We got three West Coast gals and one East Coast gal, but it's all good. And here's what I love about it. I want to just first say thank you to anybody and everybody who's watching this live stream, or if you watch it later on a recording. My name's Dottie Berry, kind of known as Coach B. And what I love about this group is that we've got all decades represented. Hey, raise your hand for the 70s if you're watching this. Comment below. Oh, we've got the 60s. That's Kay Quall. Welcome, Kay. We've got the 40s with Tracy Wilcox. Now, Tracy is not going to be much longer in the 40s, but we'll give it to you. And we've got Blake McMurray in the 50s. Oh, my goodness. Y'all, I wanted to just start out by thanking each of these wonderful ladies who are here. And here's what happened. I got to thinking about, over the last year, I was going to start Pickleball Escapades. And I think there's a reason it was delayed. Number one was it was a really tough year for me, to be quite honest, after the death of my sister. And I was finding joy in the journey and I was just getting back into things. And so I continued to think about this. And I think the timing was right now because I've gotten to know Blake and Tracy in the time that I delayed. I already knew Kay. So see, that's the gift and the opportunity and what happened. I didn't get so attached it had to happen when I wanted it to happen. And I allowed it to just germinate and bubble up. So I thought, who are people I really, truly trust? And that's Tracy and Blake and Kay. And I wanted them to come coach, us coach together, and starting off in Santa Barbara, and then going to Costa Rica next October. So here's what I thought we could kind of talk about. We're all about combining the mental game with the physical on the court and off the court. And we talk about what we do in my mental edge X factor, which is anchored by positive intelligence. And Tracy's gone through that. Blake's gone through that. Kay's going through that now. So what do you all think? What is the trust factor with a partnership on the court? And how do you think that impacts you mentally? You got any good stories without spilling the beans on names if it didn't work? I mean, we're not here to trash anybody. We're here to lift up people. But if you can share a story about that, then we can all learn from it. So who wants to start off here?
I'll go. Well, so I have a mixed doubles partner. His name is Billy McKinney. And he has actually been my coach too. He started coaching me when I was a 3-5. And then as he saw I was kind of gritty and willing to work, he actually had a passion and a dream to play senior pro and has brought me along for the ride. So he helped me level up to the point that we could partner together. And the thing I love about having him as a partner is that he's so incredibly encouraging. I never have to worry about him being disappointed in anything I'm trying on the court. If I'm trying to execute a shot and it goes in the net or it hits the fence, he's like, there we go, because you were trying the right shot and not hesitating, trying to be safe. He always encourages me to grow on the court. And so I love that because it just gives you a freedom. It's enough with our own expectations, but when you feel like there's pressure from your partner, you're just in a shell of yourself and you can be creative and play and be free and get in that flow. And so having the opposite, having somebody that's actually super supportive and is 100% for you, just gives you such freedom on the court to be able to go out and play good.
Oh, I love that word, freedom. Freedom. Yes. That's a great story, Blake. And I'm glad you shared that because you told me about that before and how it really just inspired you. I'm just wanting to know, can we replicate that guy and pass him around? No, seriously, I've got a great partner I'm going to have as I'm headed to the Super Senior Nationals. The problem is he lives in Saipan. So I met him as a blind date. Y'all, I've had a blind date with more people and I learned something from every one of them. But Nelson is just amazing. So I'm excited about that. Just wish we lived closer. But Tracy, Kay, you got anything about the trust and the partnership and how that works for you?
Well, when I think of trust, I feel like I need to trust myself first, and I need to show up and be the best Kay that I can be. And then um, the golden rule that I remember I learned in third grade of to treat others as I want to be treated is what I really think about on the pickleball court. That if I'm playing with somebody that's new, I want to treat them with love and respect and encouragement, just like how I wanted to be treated when I was first starting. And then as I advanced, and you get to play with more advanced players, it does feel that it gets more intense. But to keep that intensity just at the right level, not too much, not too little, but always be encouraging my partner as I want to be encouraged. And then so that goes to trust my partner as I want to be trusted and how I want to trust myself.
That's amazing. One of the core principles of what we learn with positive intelligence is that I have to be empathetic with myself first before I can truly be empathetic with you. And then I can be empathetic with circumstances. And then that's a sage mode. And then I can go into explore. And then I can go into innovate. And then I can go into navigate and activate. And by doing this, I can catch those saboteurs. Comment below if you have these saboteurs that like attack you on the court and off. Oh, come on now. We've all got them. I've got them. We've all got them. The people who say they don't have them, I'm like, okay, I can't trust you. But when I know that I identify the saboteur, I just have to call it out. I have to say, you are not my best friend. Don't have my best interests at heart. And then when I recognize that saboteur, then I can go into my self-command and move into one of those sage modes I just talked about. So Tracy, what about partnerships? Kay, that was awesome. I love what you shared. Trust yourself first. Yeah.
Well, I definitely agree with Kay. You have to trust yourself first. I have been realizing that when I go onto the court, and I've been doing a lot of round robins where I'm not always with the same partner. I'm switching around partners, which takes a lot of mental work because you have to start realizing what your partner likes and doesn't like right off the bat. Like they don't like to dink, or they like to drive, or they like to third shot drop. And then, so I guess where I'm at currently with my partnerships is figuring out how to be the best partner to them, and caring very little about them being the best partner to me, right? And what I've started to realize that is if I become the best partner for my partner, which takes, I'm telling you, it takes a lot of work because you have to be taking in so much information right away on all of that. But once I started to realize that what my partner needed, and maybe even putting their superpowers above my superpowers, it started to click more on the court, because I feel like when they can trust me, then it's so. It used to be for me like, oh, I wish they would trust me, and now it's different. Now the reverse is, I'm going to trust them, and I'm going to show them that I trust them first before having them trust me. And it's really interesting because as soon as you do that, you get what you want, right? So I don't know if I'm putting that into words because it's actually just a new process for me, but it's basically just I'm putting all of my superpowers, all of my wants and my needs below my partner's needs, and kind of elevating that. And it's getting me my needs. It's getting me and bigger than that, I'm getting the wins, right? But it's definitely been a process for me to learn how to do that.
Oh, I think you worded that wonderfully, Tracy. And so the benefit that ends up is, yeah, you win some of those games, maybe that you were losing in the past because the focus was reversed. And that energy is palpable when you do exactly what you said.
I used to have this like conversation in my head all the time is, why does that person play better with that person, but when they play with me, they don't play as well? Like, don't we all have that? Like, I just had a conversation about that, and I was like, And at first I was like, man, they just don't know how to partner with me. But then it was my realization that I don't know how to partner with them. So it was that switch that I made. And now I kind of feel like they're playing better with me than they're playing with the other person on the other side of the net, if that makes sense. Only because I'm practicing that skill of how do I partner better with my partner.
Well, I love
Yeah.
that, because what you're doing is what you have control over.
Correct.
We don't have control over what kind of partner somebody else is, or how they're interacting with us, or what their reaction to things is going to be. But we are in charge of how we receive it and the energy that we absorb from it. And so all we control is us.
Mm-hmm.
And when we have better emotional management skills and take full responsibility for ourselves, there are mirror neurons. That's what you're talking about. There are mirror neurons. So when we're in a healthy place, being a healthy partner for someone else, it enables them to go into that space with us, which really just strengthens the partnership.
Right.
Oh, Blake, that you and Tracy are just nailing it in K. I love this. And so what I want to do is I want to kind of segue into what we're going to be doing, which is Pickleball Escapades. I mean, I think that we're doing something that is so different. And I don't use the term outside the box. And here's why. My question is, what box? If you think outside the box, you just find a new box. Okay. So what I will say is that what we're doing is unique and different. I want to bring something that I've personally experienced, which is needing a better mental game all the way. Having coached women's basketball at the University of Kentucky, I know how important that is. People ask me, well, how important, what percentage of importance is the mental game to my success? I go, 100%. They go, 100%? I go, yeah. I mean, so many people have the skills, the drills, the everything, but what's not happening is having mental fitness drilling on a daily basis. And that's what we've all done with the program we've gone through and Kay's going through. And what we're going to do is we're going to be integrating this all into our Pickleball Escapades retreats. When you come to our retreats, yes, you're going to get on-court coaching, strategy, drills, all kind. I mean, Tracy's going to be teaching you the new drip shot, you know, on the third shot where it's dipping. Anyway, she's going to be showing you that. But what we're going to be doing is integrating into the actual coaching the mental aspect. And this is going to be huge for people as they come and experience it, because it's going to be like a pickleball retreat you've never gone to before. And I'm not saying that there aren't a lot of great ones out there. There are. Ours are just going to be uniquely ours. It's Pickleball Escapades by women, for women. And we're going to lift up the women that come. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a culture of play that Tracy is all about, a culture of community, a culture of fun, a culture of competition. It's all going to come together. So what are y'all excited about as we put these ones together in Santa Barbara?
Well, I'm excited about creating this culture that the four of us have formed, because we feed off each other, we sharpen each other, we make each other better, and we have our community. But I'm excited about opening that up to a broader community to help others experience what this is and then pursue this space for themselves, to help them build their own community where you have other women who are passionate about personal growth and working on their own minds, because how we think impacts everything. We know it impacts us on the court because a lot of times we're so negative. To have conversations with people who can help you reframe things and approach things in a more creative way, it does free you up. And it's just the energy of that is really exciting. And I don't know that people have spaces for that now. So I'm looking forward to helping them create it.
Yeah, that's great. And here's what I want to say. I want to be open to all of you ladies out there who have ideas, who want to bring your best self, a holistic approach. We've already started listening to some of the ladies. A lady named Catherine Doolittle, through connection with Blake, when she shared about this, didn't realize that what we were doing was going to be for women 3.5 plus. And so she got all these ladies up in Nevada City, California, excited. And then they went, woo. They dipped down when they realized this isn't for me. So we created another one. Now, the little ticker thing you see going along the bottom is for the 3.5, but we've got it posted in our pickleball forum for women.com. That'll take you there. That was on the ticker tape earlier. We'd love to have you join our Facebook group where we're doing a lot of cool things. It's a private group for women. And, but, you know, Catherine just asked, gosh, could you do something for this group? So now we have one on March 10th through 12th for the ladies who are 2.75 through 3.49. And then on the 6th through the 9th of March, we have the ladies who are 3.5 plus. So if any of you are in those categories, we're posting the links where you can opt in and get more information, learn what's going to happen, how do I pay my deposit. It's going to be great. So what I want to also acknowledge is that we are having this in Santa Barbara at the home court of Dynamite Pickleball. Oh, woo, woo, woo. Give it up for Tracy. Tracy, talk a little bit about your courts.
Yeah, so we have 7 courts in the middle of Santa Barbara at Earl Warren Showgrounds. It's an interesting story because it was a hockey rink. It still is. We still share it with hockey, but we were able to take over the lease and we have made it our own. So we just resurfaced the courts and we just added a lounge area and a coffee cart and just spruced it up. So it's fun. It's a great court to play on. It's actually my favorite place in Santa Barbara to play on. I know I'm a little biased, but I think it's great. It's a little shielded from the wind. There's hawks flying overhead, which I think is just like the coolest thing ever. So we love it there. And we love playing on our courts and we are excited to have people here. And what's better than mountains and ocean, really within 10 minutes of the court. So you kind of get the best of both worlds and the weather's kind of perfect. So we are pretty stoked.
That's great, Tracy. And thank you so much for working with us to bring this there. And I think it's just going to be really exciting. I know that some of the ladies who come are going to go to Costa Rica with us. I mean, there's more about that coming, you know, in into September, 1st of October that week. But Kay, you have a special connection to Santa Barbara.
I went to college there. I went to Westmont College. And so I love Santa Barbara. And it is such a precious place to play pickleball. But the one thing I was thinking about, Dottie, about your question earlier is some of my best conversations are after pickleball. And they're about real life and they're about hard things that happen on the court or off the court. And what I'm looking forward to is when we're in Santa Barbara is having many hours to not only play pickleball, but to connect with other women emotionally, where I can learn from them. We can learn from each other. And it will be just a community of being able to be honest and authentic and real and about pickleball things and life things and have time to share what we're learning from each other.
Oh, that's great. And I know that I want to acknowledge Kay and Blake because you're going to offer some special things there. Like Kay, in people's free time, you've offered to do some reflexology and you're certified in that. Talk just a little bit about that. And then Blake, I want you to share about what you'll do.
So reflexology is working with the bottom of the feet. And I know our feet get really sore and tired with pickleball. Our feet also represent other parts of our body. So if somebody's struggling with headaches, then I could work on your toes to help to relieve that. And so I can share more about reflexology when I'm in person, but all I need are my hands and cream, which I'll bring along. So you'll be able to experience that and we can talk more about that when you join.
Yeah, that's great, Kay. Thank you so much. And Blake, I mean, what you have done, not just on the pickleball court, but personally over the past few years, share just a little bit about your story about, I mean, it's not just about the pounds, okay? I mean, you were your same best, wonderful, magical, amazing woman before you lost weight, okay? But let's face it, you're healthier now.
Mhm.
So talk about that and how you're going to meet with ladies who might want to tap into that.
So I'm also a health coach, and I didn't mean to be a health coach, but I changed my own health in my pursuit of better pickleball so much that it has dramatically improved my life, and I just help other people do it. So about 3 years ago, I've been playing rec pickleball for a pretty long time, and about 3 years ago, I was like, all right, how do I get on the court with those 4 O's? and so I started taking some clinics and lessons, and some high level players would play down with us, and I was trying to get better. And one of my friends that was a 5-0, we played together some, and I'd practice and go back and play. And he's super sweet. He's from Ecuador, and he was like, you realize if you lose some weight that you could you'd have more stamina and you could get to the ball a lot easier. Well, I was over 200 pounds. And so I'd
Wow.
play, and then I could barely walk the next day. Like, I couldn't play every day. I could hardly really walk. I bought like those leg compression things from Amazon so I could try to move the next day. And so for my own health, it never occurred to me that I could change. Like, that's just, I'd been overweight for a long time. It's just how I was. But I thought, okay, for pickleball, I'm willing to try. And so I did. And I lost like 70 pounds. And that gave me the opportunity to really start competing in pickleball, which ended up being the opportunity to play up to senior pro. Like, it is crazy what you can accomplish, but it all came because I started taking responsibility for my own health. And it not only is my physical health, like, I wish I had a before and after of my brain. Like, what I have been able to do is change the way I think about things. And my why has always been pickleball. Like, that has been the driver to keep me going. And it's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about helping other people, because there are dreams out there, and a lot of us, it's pickleball that you can make come true. We just don't realize it. And so that Tracy laughs at me. I have a little jacket that says hope dealer. She's like, what does that mean? I was like, that's what I do. I'm a hope dealer. Like, that's what I do. So I'm excited to hang out with everybody and encourage you to dream a little bit.
Oh, perfect, Blake. And you know, we're just working moment by moment to put these things into our lives. And that's why I call them mind shifts. I go, a mindset is highly overrated because it's kind of set in stone. But if we have mind shifts moment by moment, then we really get to where we're going. And it reminds me of what Tracy said. She had those little mind shifts, and that caused her to be the partner that she really wanted to be by putting the focus on the person she was playing with in a variety of ways, and then getting that benefit of winning more games. Like, how does that work? Well, we want to bring that to you. And literally, Blake, your brain does look different. And I wish we did have a before and after, because what happens is when you do what we're working on with our mental fitness on a daily basis, it literally changes the neural pathways. And so the saboteurs reside back here in our limbic brain, and our sage brain resides in the prefrontal cortex. And in MRIs that they've done with people who went through the program we've gone through, it showed an increase in this brain part in the prefrontal cortex and a decrease in the part that makes us kind of go cuckoo in the background. Oh, it's kind of like, I mean, you know, if somebody had way too much to drink, they get to residing back there rather than having the conscious awareness of what they need to do. So it's kind of the same way. Yeah, Blake.
But that's so, like, last February or March is when I found you and I came to you. So that positive intelligence program, I hired Dottie to coach me through it. because I was so mental on the pickleball court. Like I was so obsessed with trying to get better. But what that turned into was just all the joy was gone from it because I was so hard on myself, so critical of myself, never living up to the impossible expectations I had set for myself in this drive to get to senior pro. And just, I was playing with 3 people who are better than me, which is phenomenal. But then I always felt like, oh, I'm always the one that's messing up. And I was so in my head, like I was like, okay, I need mental help. Like I need mental help. I've worked on the mechanics. Like I know positioning on the court. Like I have these things. But if I cannot free my mind from the heaviness and all the negativity, I'm limited on how far I'm going to get on the court. And so Dottie was able to walk me through that program, which is what we're going to be teaching you, like a little snippet of it to help you get that other mental component on the court that you really need to elevate your game.
Thank you, Blake. And here's what you need to know. If you sign up and attend our Santa Barbara camps, you're going to get a free assessment, the same one that I gave Tracy, the same one that I gave Blake, and same one Kay got. And then we're going to be talking about that. We're going to have some fun games where you learn to play with your saboteurs. See, most of the time, I'm trying to like hide my saboteur because I'm totally embarrassed. You know, I'm self-shaming. So I don't want you to see my saboteur, which my main one is restless. Okay. And followed by hyperachiever. And all of these are our strengths, but it's like a coin. The flip side is that there are saboteurs. So we're going to have a lot of fun playing with the saboteurs. We're going to laugh at them. We're going to call them names. Oh, some of the names we're not going to be able to say on video, but we're going to be able to say in our little playtime together. So people will have those assessments and they'll be able to go, oh my gosh, this saboteur, who has this one? Kay had a great idea about us running around and finding each other and connecting in those ways and just having some fun with it. And then we'll take it to the court. And we'll talk about how we move that into Sage. So Tracy, how have you been using this with your clients that you're coaching and personally?
Well, first of all, me just recognizing that all the sabotagers and knowing what they are has been helpful just as a coach, because I can be like, oh, that hyperachiever is coming in right now. Or yeah, and I'm a hyperachiever too.
Yeah, so we all are.
That from a mile away. Or the restless, or the victim, or the what are all of them? The controller. Some people like to control the lesson.
The stickler, like the hyper rational.
The hyper-rational, the person who needs that.
Oh, yeah, Kay, the pleaser.
The pleaser. So me just recognizing that those in my students has been really helpful, because you're going to approach them in a different way, right? And help them to get, one, not to trip them up more, and two, then how to get them into Sage mode is really important. So they don't necessarily know that I'm doing this yet, because I haven't necessarily been through this training, but I'm definitely, as a coach, able to recognize it. It's probably actually part of being a better partner is, like I was talking before, it's like, I also can recognize what is going to sabotage them, if they're hyperachiever and I'm like, oh, do better. Like hyperachiever are just going to shut down. Right. Or that hyper rational person who really needs the why behind why we're going to go with the strategy. I can take the time to explain it to them, so whatever it is, or the pleaser who just wants to please me, and they're missing a shot and they keep saying sorry. Oh, those sorry people out there, right? Sorry after every shot, So anyways, it's been great for me to recognize that. And the one word I would put on this trip or retreat or whatever we're calling it is that we're looking for transformation. We're not looking to sell fun or better pickleball skills or whatever. We're looking for the whole package. We want transformation to happen. So I'm stoked, because I think if you ask me where I want to be in my life right now, this is where I want to be. I want to be a part of people's journeys on transforming them into better pickleball players, which in the end transforms them into better people.
Yeah, and I want to be transformed myself in the process. That's what's
Correct.
so exciting. It's not like a hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? Where, oh, we're here, your coaches, and here. No, we're all in this together. We're in the sandbox of pickleball, having a great time. And when Tracy talks about, hey, I haven't been through the program yet, she's been through the program personally, and now she's learning to go through the coaching program. She and Blake are. And I know it's on Kay's mind to do that once she completes it personally. So, as a PQ coach, I love that women are taking this on, because I have women I work with that are great players, and they just sometimes can't even say, I'm an athlete, because they never thought they were. And so I have to just start on that element, because I want them to see themselves as an athlete, because that's part of their mental space and being able to level up. They already have the skills, and that mental concept of themselves is keeping them down. I mean, let's all raise our hand if we've ever done that ourselves. Okay, yes, I have. Yeah. And I've recognized it didn't serve anybody, because I wasn't bringing my authentic self to the table. I was letting the saboteurs run me. So we just wanted to give you all a taste of where we're headed, what we're going to do. And yeah, that's it. And I know that maybe some people have been commenting over there. Let me just see. I think I saw Jamie
A few I
Elliott
responded.
coming. Oh, okay, good. Because yeah, I know that some people are coming in, so I just wanted to check my phone on that real quick. So as we close here, any great words of wisdom? I know you've got them. Let's hear it.
For me, what we can help build, and I think we'll probably come on and do some more lives like this, where the four of us are together and talking, just exposure to this different way of thinking, is the first step is to build awareness, because we get stuck in these cycles. You're like, what's a saboteur? Like, it's a negative cycle you keep going through, and you're like, you have these patterns, like you recognize, I have these patterns that are negative and they're not serving me, but I don't know how to get out.
Yeah.
Building awareness of that, and then incorporating tools to help you get out. There are tools to help you get out, and it just opens up so much opportunity for you. The work is hard. Like, it's hard to dig in there, but we're like taking layers off that the world has like crushed down on us. And you start playing small. We've been able to free ourselves from that. And that's the very first step of that, is just awareness that there's a different way to think about things. And it's exciting.
Okay, Blake, now I'm going to be the little challenger here right now for a second. The reason I was looking around, but I'm packing to go to nationals, and I put it in there. But I have this easy button, and I'm going to be smacking that thing. I want us to have a mind shift that this is easy. I used to use this with couples when I worked with them, and I always gave easy buttons when I officiated at their weddings, because people go, oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. Oh, it's so hard. So saying that was easy doesn't mean everything's going to go exactly our way, but it's a mind shift that happens to go, what if it could be easier than harder? Now that's just a concept to play around with. Why couldn't it be easier? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no, but we'll have some fun with it. I'll bring the easy button. I may have to bring one for each of you. I had one, and when I did the Pickleball Mind Shift, and Dane Gingrich was my co-host on that, Morgan Evans, he loved my easy button. Oh, he just kept talking about it. So guess what I did? I packed it up and mailed it to him. So then I had to buy another one. But anyway, last parting words, and thank you, Blake. Thanks for letting me have some fun with you. Tracy.
I have to unmute.
Show that shirt too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
other side. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good looking design. I love it.
I love my shirts. Yeah, so I guess and I shared it on Facebook, but the thing that I'm working on right now is working on my life, not in my life. I think we get stuck so often in just doing the day-to-day, particularly on the pickleball court. We just get stuck in playing, or there goes the dog.
That's good.
Playing or just stuck, like, have you ever just felt stuck? And I think it just takes some effort to move past where we're at. And I think when we start working on our lives, and for me, it's becoming a PQ coach. And could you take care of her? Take care of her, please.
So right now we're going to just do a few PQ reps.
Well, I have all my kids home and my dog, and now my husband home. So it's just,
You're amazing, Tracy. I have no idea how you do it. So
I know. I just he's the biggest kid of them all. So anyways, for me right now, working on my business is I just signed up to work with somebody on our business model. And then I'm also doing the PQ coaching stuff. So it's like something to further me along, right? As far as being a business person and then reading a book too. So those are kind of the things that I'm trying to find time. And I just find that if you don't carve it out, it just doesn't get done. So I have to be super intentional, because you kind of just get, you just get up and do the in your life kind of things, and the working on your life kind of things will just not happen if you don't make them happen.
Yeah. How about you, Kay?
Thank
you, Tracy.
I'm just filled with gratitude for being here today and to be able to work with not only you three that are on the screen, but also the people that are going to be signing up for the course. I just feel like it's going to be a magical time, and we'll be able to work on our pickleball skills and our personal skills, which I feel like I'm always working on. There's two or better.
Yeah, there you are.
So gratitude. I'm just really thankful.
Oh, that's great. So as we end here, I am so grateful for each of you. I love that gratitude, Kay. It's so true. And especially as, Thanksgiving's tomorrow, I'll be on a flight, but I'm going to be in gratitude all the way with everything that's happening. After that, I head to South Africa for 3 weeks to coach and teach pickleball, which is going to be amazing. I'm going to come back, put together a trip for taking people who want to give back to a sport that's given so much to them in January of 2026, not 2025, but 2026. And we're going to keep working on this mental game. And what I hope people understand is that you can't read a book about the physical game of pickleball and get any better in pickleball. You have to do drills. In the same way, there's a lot of great books out there about the mental game. I love them. I've read all of them. They're fantastic. But content, we only retain about 25% of that. And so how do we really implement the mental fitness on a daily basis? It's by daily drills in the mental gym. And this is what I found wasn't happening. And so I'm 71 years old. I've done a lot of programs. I'm a certified self-taught trainer. On and on. This is the most amazing program I have ever met and seen. And I say met because I feel like I've met this. And now I get to do daily mental drills in the gym, just like I can do my physical drills. And I'm going to continue improving because of that, one step at a time, one mind shift at a time. So thank you all for being here, and we look forward to connecting ongoing in these live streams. Hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
Bye for now. Thank you.